Well, look at that. Yeah, buddy. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Unapologetic Sports. It's your favorite up in the building, Lee Ice. And I got my partner in crime. It's the Fly Guy. We got to sync that up a little better. What's up, Fly Guy?
What's up, Lee Ice?
Trying to stay cool, man. The weather got hot again.
Yeah,
So,
apparently the weather's being unpredictable. I know, so we'll talk about it a little bit on our opening. Uh, big UFC fight this weekend. Even if you're
uh-huh.
not a UFC fan, I'm sure you've heard about it. I know we talked about it, but people that are against the fight for many different reasons are hoping for rain. And like the last couple days, they were saying, "Oh, it's going to rain in DC," and then if you look at the weather today, there's absolutely no chance of rain. So who
No
knows what the
chance.
weather's going to be in by Sunday? But it's hot no matter what. So.
It's gonna be hot. They go out there and DC, we got the most. I think we got the worst humidity in the country. So it could be 80, 85, and 90, but the humidity make it feel like it's 150 or something. It's crazy. You just get muggy, muggy, muggy. So how you doing? Everything good with you?
Yep, everything's good. Got a lot of stuff, a lot of sports stuff going on this week. How's everything with you?
Everything's good. Everything's good. No complaints. No complaints. Let's thank everybody for tuning to last week's show, and thank everybody for tuning in this week's show. Like your favorite uncle always say, I hope we can entertain y'all doing whatever you're going through. Like I said, if you had a bad day at work, you come chill with us. You're not getting along with your significant other. They're getting on your nerves. They're calling and texting you too much. Take an hour, about hour 15, hour 10 minutes away. Come chill with the boys. We'll make you feel better. That way, when you go back to them, you be in a better mood. Or maybe the goldfish is getting on your nerves. Who knows? Not eating his food just swimming around in the damn, fish bowl, making the fish bowl look all dirty, messing up the living room, the house. Either way, come chill with us. You're going to have a good time. You ready to get things started?
Yes, sir.
I got, two red cups, but this ain't a Buffalo beer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's go. All
All
right,
right,
what's
so
on board?
all right, so we always talk about we talk about different things going on. Obviously, we're going to talk about the World Cup. We're going to have a friend of mine on come on at 7 o'clock. He's going to cover everything soccer. I mean, we are experts ourselves, but we like to give
Yeah,
other
we
people an
want to
opportunity.
give
Yeah,
someone else the
right.
opportunity to explain to y'all,
Yeah, that's what we like to do here.
the
Yeah,
intricacies of soccer, and
yeah.
we could
Same
do
thing.
that
Same thing.
ourselves, but we want to
Same thing
give
with Matty Ice.
other
Like
people.
we could talk about hockey all day, but with Matty
Yeah.
Ice, we just
And we
want to give
bring
him.
we
Yeah.
bring the smooth operator on. Let him,
So
that's how we
let's start.
roll here.
So like we always do, let's start with the biggest story. I don't even know if this is real or not, but I saw it, so it's for you. Steph Curry intends to recruit LeBron to join the Warriors next season. Like I said, I don't
That
know if
is
this is a joke, but
that's
I don't care.
y'all need to yeah get don't keep bringing this up. This is not going to happen. And you see what number he's wearing? He can't wear 23 because Draymond wears 23. So
He
that
go
is
big league.
definitely fake news.
He go
And
big league,
Steph,
Draymond.
Steph don't want him. He wants to get one more than him. They both sitting at 4. Now LeBron a couple years ago said, yeah, it would, he would play with Steph. And Steph was like,
Right.
nah, I'm good, bro. Nah, don't even bring that king shit my way. I don't want to deal with it. So nah. Go somewhere else, LeBron. Take you and your bum ass son somewhere else. Don't go to Golden State.
Like I said,
Don't go to the Wizards either.
it's good for the show and it's good for the network. So you got to think bigger picture.
No.
All right, so let's talk the actual big story of the week is the NFLPA has announced the top 50 selling NFL players, so individual players. So
With
this
their
was
jerseys?
so I looked at it. So it's actually everything. So it's
Okay.
jerseys, bobbleheads. I said backpacks. I guess anything this person's fate. Now I don't know if like it says backpacks, Like, do players have their face on backpacks? Maybe they do. So if you buy a Buffalo Bills backpack, does that go towards Josh Allen? I don't know. But anyway, it pretty much listed everything. And so here's the top 10. Oh, look who number one is. Oh, look, it's Josh Allen. Oh, is that why we're talking about it? I also, though, I mean, your boy's 5.
Yeah.
So this goes from the date was August of 2025 till February of when the Super Bowl ended. That was the time frame that they measured the sales.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
even with Jaden getting hurt and not playing most of the season, he's popular.
I'm surprised at number two.
Yeah, that might be a lot. I did see another thing about that. He had the best selling jersey in the playoffs. Drake May did. Like once playoffs started, so that's a lot of bandwagon. A lot of New England
Mhm.
bandwagon jumping back on.
Oh,
And I think I also saw Michael
JSN.
Parsons.
Wow.
Huh? Yeah. Yeah,
JSN
Michael
is four.
Parsons is like the third year in a row. Parsons is the highest defensive guy. And he's the only defensive guy in the top 10.
Man, I've never seen a Seattle Seahawks jersey. You know, I went to the Super Bowl a couple years ago. That's the first Seattle Seahawks jersey I ever seen in my life. So, I mean, for that to be up there is crazy. Especially he's not, he doesn't promote himself. You know what I'm saying? And the league don't promote him.
The name. People like that name on the back of their jersey. It's the name.
Okay.
I mean, um and I was watching another show and they said, does this mean that Josh Allen is the face of the NFL? And I think Josh Allen is one of the faces. I think it's two, obviously. I think it's Allen and Mahomes.
Mhm.
Um, do you surprise like Lamar or I wouldn't even say Burrow because like they haven't been in the playoffs in a few
I'm
years. I know this is
surprised Burrow's not up
it.
there.
With Stafford, MVP. I mean, maybe next season he will be because he's the MVP. Or LA. I know that.
People don't buy into Matthew Stafford a lot. They really
No.
don't. Although he's a great quarterback and has been a great, he's never really, nobody really, you know what I'm saying? They really never, you don't hear people with a lot of Matthew Stafford chat.
So
So,
is there a name on here that you're absolutely shocked by?
yeah, JSN
Okay, that's the one.
and Drake May. But I can see Drake May because he's a Patriot. You know what I mean?
I'm surprised
And
he's two. I don't
yeah, I'm
necessarily think.
surprised. I'm
Yeah.
very surprised he's two. And I can see my guy being up there. I can see him being higher if he didn't get hurt. You know what I mean? If he didn't get hurt, he probably would have been number two, maybe even number one. So,
I should have had this ready. I'm pulling something.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Um.
Jalen Hurts, I think I'm kind of surprised by that.
What?
I mean, I don't know a lot of Jalen Hurts fans. Everybody says the same thing. Yeah, he's good, but it's always a but after Jalen Hurts. You know what I mean? Jordan
Uh.
Love.
Yeah, but Philly's a good big market. They are Super Bowl
Yeah,
winners. Yeah.
I can see well before he did the Trump thing, I could have seen Jackson Dart getting in there.
I'm a
You
little
know,
surprised Bo Nix. Just maybe Broncos are hot. He's again the name on a jersey. He's a good looking guy. I don't know. Again, Josh Allen also like I have Josh Allen cereal. Josh Allen has hot sauces. Like and a lot of it's local based, but you can get it at Wegmans. So,
mhm.
but like, does Drake May have cereal in New England? Does
No,
JSN have stuff in Seattle? I mean, maybe that helps Allen get to where he is too. But
yeah, I'm really shocked by JSN. I mean, he might, he's definitely one of the top receivers, but he gets no pub. I mean, nobody, the networks, nothing. You know what I'm saying? This is the
yeah,
first. I mean, it took him to go to the Super Bowl before he really got noticed.
and
You
but
know,
remember these sales are based on last season leading to the Super Bowl.
right?
So
So
real quick, thoughts on that? Madden cover was released.
I'm just glad it's not my guy. I don't want my guy on the cover of Madden. Yes, I believe in the Madden curse. Yes, I believe in the Madden curse. I don't want no skin on there slash commanders. I don't want nobody on there.
Josh was on. a couple years ago, and they didn't make the Super Bowl, but he was third in MVP voting, won the MVP the next year. Mahomes has been on multiple times. I know he got hurt this year, but he's been, I know there's a lot of instances, but recently it hasn't been, uh, it hasn't been too bad. And
Matty Ice
Barkley,
checking in said
yeah,
it's because he's in Seattle. Seattle is Seattle a big. I mean, I don't think nobody's rushing to go to Seattle. I mean, as a vacation spot.
I think
Mama Sweeney checked in earlier. I didn't see what she was saying.
oh, she says she's the reason Josh is number one because she buys me a bunch of Josh Allen stuff, as we've seen. Um, all right, so I didn't have my phone on Do Not Disturbed. All right, so obviously, okay, we're having a little fun, having a little poking around. Obviously, the big story of the big sports is obviously the NBA Finals. So
Yeah.
since we last been on, we'll most likely have Josh and Matty Ice on next week. Everything will be wrapped up by next week, right? Or no? Should be, right?
It might be. It might be.
Okay. So if not, we'll definitely have him on to cover the finals and the Stanley Cup. But so just a couple thoughts. Just get your thoughts on the finals. Also, want to ask you, did you watch the game last night?
Oh yeah. I had to
And
watch that. I mean, just
yeah, of
because it was
course.
in New York, just because it was in the Garden, and to me it lived up to the hype.
Yeah, the series has been good.
It's been good. They've been playing. What I like about it is they've been playing defense, real defense. And I mean, I said it before that that even though the Spurs are young, I think any other young team, any other organization that had a team this young couldn't do what they're doing right now. But because it's the Spurs, and I still think they are very influenced by Pop. I think Pop is in the coach's ear, in the player's ear. I know he wasn't there last night because he probably couldn't travel, due to his health. But if it was any other franchise this young, I can't see a young franchise in the NBA being this good, doing what they're doing.
Real quick, did you see the shove in the first quarter? And now
Hmm.
apparently it's being looked at. They might
Yeah, Wemby
call it.
should be suspended.
Well,
He should be suspended.
yeah, they're gonna rule if not if they're gonna call it flagrant. Easy for me to say, and then I don't know what goes from there. But it was obvious, and it was not even a call whatsoever. So,
If that was Draymond Green, he'd be in cuffs. He'd be
and
in
I
handcuffs.
know they're gonna say he's young and he doesn't have a reputation, but since the
Oh,
elbow,
he's building one.
yeah, he's building one. Since the
He's
elbow
building
and
a
his
sneaky,
yeah,
dirty player reputation, slowly but surely. He got a little edge to him.
we
So
had the elbow, and then we had supposedly, I don't know what the term they're calling it, but supposedly he told a guy to go take a guy out, and he kind of did.
mhm.
And then he like said, 'cause now this shove, which was obvious. I don't care that Jalen's smaller. They're all adults. They're all athletes. It is what it is. They're both the star player, but it was an obvious. He cut a
I
big.
mean, he smushed the hell out of him.
Yeah.
You know, how
Now
did the refs miss?
Barkley was all over it, and then Shaq was like, "Nah." He big leagued him to get it on my way. Like Shaq was defending it, and Barkley was kind of pissed off. I know that they do a lot of that, but
No, that was clearly. I mean, I'm telling
yeah.
you, if that was someone like Draymond Green, he would have got arrested. He would have been taken out of the Garden handcuffs. And it's like they just turned their eyes like, "Oh, I didn't see that. Did you? No, yo, the whole world saw it, and they review everything. How can they not review this?
My cousin says the playoffs let them play, which I think. I mean, again, when I'm watching, I don't. I'm not. I have ADHD. Even if I'm watching Buffalo games, I can't zero in on every little thing. Do you think the refs are letting them play, or they? I mean, this was a play that should have been called. It should have been. It wasn't even a foul, let alone a
That's what I'm saying.
technical.
It wasn't even a foul. I
Yeah.
mean, they see every little thing, but how do you miss this?
Well,
How do you
yeah, I
miss
think it's
this?
because they were looking at Cat Williams. That's a stand-up comedian. I don't know why I said that. They were looking at Cat because he was going in with somebody, but they didn't call that either.
Mm. I mean, I'm glad that they let him play, but you can't miss that. You know what I mean? You can't miss that because that's 2 times he's supposed to, you get a
Yeah.
third, I think you get suspended for a game. And that, they can't allow that. So I'm
Yeah.
looking for a quick whistle in game 4 for Wemby.
All right. So
That's
we all,
again.
anybody who's watched the show know that you were on the Knicks from, very beginning. Still sticking with the Knicks. Taking the Knicks in 5, 6, 7.
Uh, yeah, I'm still with it. They might win the next two. They might win the next two. I know New York wanted the celebration there, but I originally said in 6, but the Knicks might mess around and win the next two. They definitely gonna win game 4. So, and then they
All right.
might just decide to put them away. Because at the end, I mean, they won 13 straight. Right? That's unheard of in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They were going to lose. They were due to lose, and they still only lost by 4. So,
Now, there's other
yeah,
things to talk about with the game. We're going to cover that on Little Tease. I'm going to cover some more of it in Flying High. I know you're going to cover some more of it in Deep Freeze. So we're still going to we'll talk more about the Knicks game in a
mhm.
little bit. We try to have fun on this show. We try to more of a comedy aspect of the sports world, but there's something serious going on that maybe could affect and change sports forever. Maybe. I know our guys have been talking about it in our group chat, and I know that KG and Midnight Rider, we're probably going to heavily cover this on Tuesday Night Flight coming up after us. So you'll get more in depth of that. But I figured we should bring it up and maybe you're not even sure where I'm going at. So
Mm,
honestly, I didn't know. I didn't know. I just did more research into it because it popped up on something else I was watching. So this whole NCAA thing.
that's right.
So I'm complete ignorance. I knew something. I didn't know any. I just now looked into it. So
So me too. I mean, literally, like right before we
yeah.
came on, because I see some teams are talking about boycotting against playing against them. Did you see that?
Well, yeah.
Some
I mean,
teams.
he shouldn't be play. I mean, if he's admitted to pit betting, right? I mean,
Hmm.
so why is he allowed to play?
What he got? A 2-game suspension? Wasn't it?
Well, he filed. So now with everything is going, he's filed an injunction, and now he's eligible to play next season. Again, we're a little ignorant with it. I just wanted to bring it up because it was one of the biggest stories, and if there's a lot of implications to it, I think in sports in general. And another show I was watching earlier today, one of the hosts got real heated about it, like real serious, and they're more of a comedy show too. So, like I said, I know KG and Midnight Rider plugged them. We'll cover it way more, and be more in depth about it. I know they're not happy with it, and I know it started off in our group chat with the text was
Do you think his college career should end?
I mean, kind of. I mean, I don't. Pete Rose has ruined his entire legacy because of betting. Why does this guy get a pass? I mean, Pete Rose died never being in the Hall of Fame, right? He's dead,
Right.
right? Yeah. This guy is going to get what, a smack on the wrist? And I think I pulled. This is a picture that I pulled. It's a little more. Why can't I get rid of this? All right, but it kind of details like what he like all the stuff he bet on, and I can't get it.
Hmm.
It's annoying me. There we go. Okay,
I
I
mean,
got
if
it.
he bet on his own team,
So
you
again,
know,
this is stuff that I see on Facebook that I pull. No, that's for later. Um, okay, so this says it looks like a guy for the Steelers placed one bet for $10 on a women's basketball game, turned himself in. NCAA banned him for the season and ended his career. Brendan
he,
Sorsby over 2,000 bets placed, 90,000 in bets found eligible to play. Make it
he's
make sense. So if that's all true, then yeah, I mean we got a big problem.
2,000 bets. God, jeez. Yeah.
And the things that I saw, he admitted to all of it. Like he's not denying it.
I mean, is he that good to where I know he's getting like 6 mil
Yeah,
to
well here we
play?
go. Judge was so this is from Matty Ice. Judge was a Texas Tech grad that did the injunction. So we're already in crazy weird nonsense. It's just we want to watch sports for escape, and we want to watch sports to not
Right. You don't
be.
want to hear any suspicious
No,
things.
I mean,
But now, I mean, you can't. You just go on your phone and you know.
oh, I know. Betting is. I mean, I get it. They all benefit from the betting, and now sports and betting is literally like you can't do one without the other. I do my own little bit. I'm not really. I play. I know we play poker, but I don't look at me the way I play poker. I don't necessarily look at it as a gambling thing. I like to play Texas Hold'em poker. I can walk into a casino. I've done it with. I went to Vegas with you. I didn't spend
Mhm.
1 cent in a casino except for when we played poker. I
That's
didn't
it.
play right. That's so. But anyway,
Yeah, we
but
go right to the poker
yeah,
table.
I didn't play one slot. I won a poker tournament years ago with a friend of mine. He lost the poker tournament. So he's going to make it up at the blackjack table, make it up at the slot machines. I won the tournament, had $600 in my pocket, and walked out with $600 in my pocket. I didn't even
Hmm.
buy a soda there because I went to McDonald's and got it cheaper. That's who
Hmm.
I am. But
Yeah, I
anyway,
mean,
I bet on fantasy. I bet on UFC. I make small bets. You cannot watch sports nowadays without betting on
right.
something.
It's part of the entertainment,
Yeah.
but it's also becoming an addiction. I mean,
Well,
and
yeah.
he might have
It's
he's making 2,000 bets. That's an addiction. That's not fun and games. You know what I mean? That's not so yeah, they might need to look yeah, I mean, and I'm sure he will appeal it and all that if they try to, you know, say, oh, you can't play. But I saw somewhere the teams with certain teams was like, nah, we're gonna boycott. We're not gonna play against them, you know. And if that happens, then they have no choice,
well,
you
what I
know.
mean, again, if this guy, if what I pulled up is true, and those are the bets and stuff that he's done, why would you want to play games against a guy that you were afraid is going to be tanking the game or throwing the game or not throwing the game or whatever it is? Like, I don't. It's all. I get why you're not supposed to bet, especially on your own team. Like, it makes sense,
Now, if he bet on his team to lose, oh
right?
hell no, yeah, he got to go, you know.
But obviously, again, looking at the numbers that I have, again, I don't know if they're real or not. He's got a problem. I mean, he's
Hmm.
yeah. All right, so let's do two quick things before we do a quick flying high and freeze. I know Matty Ice, I'm sure covered it. I know he covered it, but I know he's excited. So, game two of the Stanley Cup Finals is the most viewed game since 2015. And I remember when we talked about it on the show, he was a little skeptical because the markets that are in the Stanley Cup, not are necessarily
I'm not
considered big.
surprised by that because if you watch game
Well, the games
one,
are awesome. Yeah, the games are
yeah,
awesome.
you know,
Yeah, we just had the one where nothing happened in the first period. Second period, 4 goals. Third period, 4 goals. They go to double overtime. Yeah, I mean, if you're just a small casual fan, it's exciting. And then I would be embarrassed for myself if I don't talk about this. I brought it up earlier. So if you're not a fight fan, that's fine. If you're if you're very political, that's fine too. But this is a big deal, I believe. As a fight fan, I'm ecstatic. As a person who's not very political and kind of just stays away from that stuff, I don't really care. I'm excited to watch an historic event happen on a sport that I've watched and loved for 20 years. Boxing has like Rumble in the Jungle, Thrilla in Manila, and I know Dana White, who's the boss of UFC, thinks this will be that for them 20, 30, 40 years from now. My grandkids or whatever are going to say, "Oh yeah, remember Freedom 250?" That's what he's banking on.
not
So I
going,
don't know.
not going
I'm not saying it's gonna be the Rumble in the Jungle, but it'll be that for MMA. It'll be the
okay.
yeah, it'll be the historic. Again, politics aside, I know it's hard to put politics aside when this is happening on the White House lawn, and I know Trump's going to be very centric around it. He's going to be showing a lot, and then also, they announced that they're going to have like in between each fight, they're going to have like a video package of the history of America. So I'm actually curious how that's handled. If it's Trump's version of the history of
So why they
America.
ain't have it on the 4th of July? You
I
know,
think that was the initial plan, but I think just they were. I think they had all this other stuff they were going to try to plan for Fourth of July too, and some of that might be falling through. With I know concerts are being canceled and stuff's being canceled, and then they decided to do it on Trump's birthday. but it's all centered around the 250th anniversary of America. But
Of America.
as a UFC MMA fan, it's a fantastic card, and it's historic. And the White House being the backdrop of a fight, I think it's going to be awesome. It could be a complete disaster. It could rain, get canceled, whatever. But I hope not, and I'm looking forward to it. All right, so my cousin said it should have happened on the 4th of July. That's America's birthday. June 14th is birthday. Yeah, I know. It was originally announced to be on the 4th of July, and then I don't know if just Trump just changed it to have it on his birthday. Again, I know it's no way to talk about it without it not being political, but yeah. If you're any kind of a fight fan or just curious, just give it a try. These are the best possible fights that they could put on, no matter what you might see online about the card being not what it's supposed to be. It's the top fighters, the best fighters, and some very good matchups. All right. Actually, so let's do it's almost 7, so I got my guy, he's on to do we're gonna do the soccer stuff, and we can do flying high and deep freeze. Because actually I have some things I want to do with flying high and deep freeze. So I don't want to rush it. So let's
All
take
right.
a let's take a quick break, and we come back. We're gonna come back with our soccer expert besides us,
Yeah.
Brian with a Y.
Oh,
He's
Brian.
gonna he's gonna
BRYAN. Okay.
yeah, Brian with a Y. So he's gonna give us all our expert opinions, expert analysis that we need for the World Cup 2026.
You still gotta think about me. Want someone to hold. You can put me on airplane mode. You can put me on. You still gotta think about me. Want someone to hold. You can put me on airplane mode. You can put me on.
All right, he's got the shirt decked out. He's all ready to go.
How's it
Living the
going,
gimmick.
gentlemen?
How you
How's it
doing?
going, guys?
How's it going, sir?
Good, good, good to
Welcome
meet
to
you.
the
Good to
show.
meet you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. So you got to welcome. We will always welcome our first-time guest to the show with a fist pump. Bring it in. There you go. All right. So something's going on. Something called the
There is
World Cup. What the World Cup is it, Brian?
there is something
I
going
think that's what
on.
it's called.
There
Yeah.
is there is something going on. There is something going on. I'll try and I'll try not to be super annoying. And I'll try not to call it football. I'll try to call it soccer. Um, I am a fanatical fan of the sport. Grew up watching hockey and American football and baseball. But as the years went on, this became my love and my passion. So I'm here to pick your brain, or for you to pick my brain, and you guys can ask me whatever you want to ask me about the tournament and the team, and I'll try to give you as much expert analysis as I can. I don't call myself an expert, but I am a fanatic for the sport. So.
Well, you are an expert when it comes to this channel, this network.
Don't worry, guys. I told somebody the other day. I said every 4 years this is what happens. Every 4 years, everybody in the world, or everybody in the United States anyway, turns their attention to the sport, and the small little pocket of us that love it all the time are here to answer the questions. And I look forward to the conversation.
So do you get irritated by that, or do you embrace that? Like
No,
I'm
you know
a little
what? Maybe
upset. I'm
when I
upset that
was
nobody's asked me about the UFC fight. I'm
when I was younger, I probably when in the tournament was here like in '94, and as the years have gone on, I've probably at times have been irritated by that. And there's sometimes things happen. I'll give an example. There was a guy came from Germany, came to play for the Major League Soccer for a Chicago team, and a reporter asked in the press conference when he came in, does this mean the Chicago Fire now win the World Cup? And everybody that's a soccer fan in the United States is like, oh Jesus Christ, like
well, that's
here,
bad. I mean,
here we
I know
go,
that. Like,
here we go. Like it feels like it sets us back, when we're the people that love the sport, we want to grow the sport in the country. So like, but maybe when I was younger, I used to get irritated, but now I kind of I honestly take it as an opportunity to try and help the sport grow. Every chance I get to talk to somebody that doesn't know the game or is interested and wants to hear about it, I try to grow the game. I really do love it and have a passion for it. So anything I can do to help that.
Yeah, I mean, we had that with. I mean, we believe we're having that with hockey. The Olympics, the
Yeah,
U.S. team won, and now I just showed the ratings. They're at an all-time high. So
sure.
got some feedback coming. All right, so let's just get into it. So I got the schedule for the initial group matches. Just go ahead real quick. Just explain how the groups work, a little bit how the tournament works. Just give us like a quick for all the dummies out there.
Okay. So the tournament for a long time was 32 teams. This year, the tournament's every 4 years. So this tournament is actually going to be 48 teams for the first time ever. The groups are in groups of four. So you advance to the next round, which would be a round of 32 for the first time, and then a round of 16, and then 8, and then 4. Obviously, it goes on and on. The U.S. is in a group of 4, has Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey in their group. Honestly, this is probably one of the easiest, if not the easiest group the U.S. has ever had. The first two teams, so the first team, the second team advance, and then now with this tournament change, some of the third place teams will advance based on goal differential. So the U.S. has a very strong likelihood of advancing through to the next round.
So how did they group these? How did they group teams? You say it's 48. Is there like a ranking from 1 to 48? How did the U.S. fit in that?
So yeah, they based it on World Cup ranking. So like there's an overall ranking for all the countries in the world. In FIFA, FIFA is the body that oversees all soccer. And then because the United States, Canada, and Mexico are hosting as co-hosts, they get an automatic bid, which means they automatically are in the tournament. So they get to be a top seed in one of these groups. In the past, you have one host. There were some times there was two. I think Japan and Korea was an example of that. But those teams automatically go into it. You don't have to qualify. Normally, you would have to qualify through your federation. So the United States plays in CONCACAF. It's their federation. And you would have to qualify to get into the tournament. So most countries coming to this tournament obviously have to qualify through their confederation.
Did you think the U.S. was good enough to qualify if they had to qualify?
Yes. Overall, the United States is good enough to generally qualify. They did not qualify for Russia a few tournaments back, and it was kind of a shock to all of us. It was like the perfect storm the last day. Like 4 or 5 things had to happen, and it basically all the bad things happened, and the United States did not qualify. And it basically was a wake-up call, and the Federation made some pretty big changes at the time. Some people would argue that, that they did or did not. I think they did. But generally, yes, the United States should qualify for every World Cup. The competition is basically United States and Mexico are the best 2 teams in CONCACAF. And then recently, Canada has really kind of stepped up their game to be like a third kind of place team. But anything can happen in football or in soccer. So, I mean, but generally, yes, they should always make the tournaments.
All right, so let's get some. So we have a couple cool questions for you, but
sure,
let's get your thoughts on the opening match, and then we'll get to some questions that the audience has.
Okay, so U.S. Paraguay. Paraguay is used to a possession-based teams that basically like to hold control of the ball, and then advance their attacks through that. Historically, that's how they've played. The coach they have now is playing more of a defensive style, so they're more kind of sit back, play defensive, and then advance through probably set pieces or turnovers or like a quick counterattack, things like that. The U.S., in my opinion, the U.S. should beat this team. They played him in a friendly not too long ago, which friendlies are basically when 2 teams play against each other just in like breaks, FIFA breaks where it's not official for anything. You use those for kind of gauge your team and things like that, warm-ups. They did play Paraguay recently, and they did beat them. But so I think I believe they beat them. Yeah, they did. But it's one of those things like who were they playing? Both teams weren't playing starters. So it's kind of not really a gauge for exactly what this game is going to be like. But overall, I feel pretty confident that the U.S. will get a result in this game. I believe they should win this game.
What are some? Give us like 1 or 2 key players that casuals that are going to be tuning in?
Okay.
Who should they be focusing on for the U.S. team?
So obviously Christian Pulisic is the big name, and he plays for AC Milan in Italy. Very good player, um, and I think that if the team does well, if he does well, I think the team will do well. And not necessarily going to be the guy that scores all the goals. I think that that's probably the one thing that people will say about this team is where the goal is going to come from. There's a guy, Flor Balogun, who he plays. He's a player a striker. He plays up front. He's English, but plays for the United States. And he will hopefully score a bunch of goals for us. There's a guy, Chris Richards, who's a defender who's questionable through injury, whether he will play or not. He's kind of a key. He's a defender for us. Obviously, the goalie situation. We have a guy, Matt Freese, who's going to look like he's going to be a starter. He's very important, obviously. Weston McKennie is a player that I think will do well for us, and he plays also in Italy for Juventus.
Did you say you have a guy named Matt Freese?
Matt Freese. He's a goalie. He's the goalie. He plays. He plays for the United States. Yeah, he's the starter. Yeah.
Brian,
So that's
out. We got a potential.
Yeah, so we got so we do it. We have a couple things. My Flying Brian Lee Ice. So we have the top segments in all of sports are Lee Ice is deep freeze and Flying Brian's flying high. So with a guy with a name like that, hopefully he stays out of the freezer. But
Yeah.
But it's good for that's good for that. So we got a couple questions.
Sure.
So just real quick again. A lot of us that are watching, and a lot of us, we don't know anything how this stuff works. So
that's totally cool.
She said, "Is there a local game for us?" So all the games are played in the U.S. this year, right? Or no?
So no, the tournament's over in 3 different countries. So
Okay.
there'll be a couple of games, a few games in Canada, a little bit more in Mexico, and the majority of the games in the United States.
Okay.
So unfortunately, if you wanted to see the United States play, because the way they're doing the tournament, they're keeping. So this is for fans that are coming from overseas and want to follow their team. They're trying to keep the games in the first round local. So all the games for the United States are on the West Coast. So they play, I believe, in LA, Seattle, and then LA for the 3 games in the first.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to see the United States, for example, you wouldn't be able to see it. Now, locally, the closest venue would be Philadelphia is having some games. I guess Philly. Let's see where else. I mean, Foxborough is really not close. New York. Those would be your venues if you wanted to try and go catch a game. And the ticket prices are pretty outrageous. I don't want to get into that too much. It's a lot we get into.
That's everything.
I'll just say this. I was planning on taking my son to the Seattle match. It would have cost me about $10,000 to take my son between tickets and airfare and to go to see that match. So unfortunately, a lot of us who are passionate about the game have been kind of priced out. But it's, it is what it is. But yeah, for venues, if you want to now I will say this, because ticket prices overall been so high, they've been having a hard time selling some tickets. So tickets are starting to drop down, and there are tickets for the games available for Philly. So if anybody wanted to go, you can look online and buy them. I think they're secondhand at this point. But you can get them. And when I say reasonable, they're under $1,000 now. They've dropped down under $1,000. I think get you tickets. So if you wanted, yeah, I know, it sounds crazy. But for people that love this game, it's their one and only time of ever going to a World Cup.
Yeah, of course.
Some people, are willing to pay that money. And to be honest with you, I went through the lottery system, and I went through a bunch of cycles of the lottery. I didn't get tickets, but I would have paid lottery prices. I would have paid about $400 a ticket, and I would have been willing to pay that if I'd been able to take my son.
All right, so we got Midnight Rider. So I'm saving this one for last, so this will be a little more in depth. All right, so go ahead and give us your power ranking to 5-1 of the top 5 teams in the tournament.
Wow. I say that argumentatively. I mean, the people are talking about Spain and France as the 2 front runners to win the tournament. Spain has some players, Lamine Yamal, for example, who's questionable through injury. If he and Nico Williams is another guy for them, if they don't play, that could really hurt their chances, I think. But overall, I think they're the betting odds favorites. France is just absurd. France's lineup, they're just so much depth. It's crazy. And they honestly probably, to me, I feel like right now with Spain's injuries, I feel like France is probably the favorite. And then you have all the normals, the normal teams, the Brazils, the Englands. It's hard to say 1 through 5. It's hard to say that way, but I will say Spain and France are probably the front runners. And after that, you've probably got your Brazils, your Englands, your Argentina with Messi. those are probably your teams that are probably looking to who's going to win the whole thing. Remember, only eight teams have ever won this tournament. So, like, I mean, realistically, and it's probably, let's be honest, probably 5 to 6 teams that really have a shot at it.
All right, real quick, just a few more before we get you out of here.
Yeah.
And we'll get your final thoughts at the end. What's the reasonable U.S. fans should? How far can they go? What's their ceiling? What's their floor? And what would be a major disappointment?
I mean, honestly, to not get out of the group stage would be a disappointment. I mean, if that's a catastrophic failure. If they do not get out of the group stage, especially with the fact that the third place teams are going through on goal differential, it would be insane. I mean, that would be a massive, massive disappointment. Realistically, the furthest we've ever got. Well, okay, the furthest we ever got was a semifinal, but it was in 1930, and there were only 8 teams in the tournament. We got to a quarterfinal in 2002, Korea, Japan.
Okay.
If we could get to a quarterfinal, to me, that's a success. I mean, that's an overwhelming success to get to a quarterfinal in this tournament. And it's just based on who you get coming out of each stage. So if you get a good draw, you win first in your group, you get an easier team, then basically you go through. I think realistically, getting to the round of 16 is probably, to me, a success. I mean, I would feel very good about it. A quarterfinal though would be really, really make me happy.
Oh, what is that? 3 wins for them? They would have to win 3 games.
Well, you have 3 games in the first round. So you play 3 games in the first round. You play
group
each team
stage
one time.
Okay.
And then you get to a round of 32 and then round of 16. So that would be 5 games. Like, well, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3. Yeah, so 4. I think if you get to like 5 games into it, I'd be pretty happy.
Hold on, let's change it.
So they would have to win. They would have to have the best record in their group, right, to come out.
Yeah, so the first 2
Okay.
teams in their group go through, and then so 1 and 2 out of the 4, and then some of the third place teams will go through based on goal differential, which is when you play each other. I'm not trying to dumb it down, but I'm just not sure if you understand what I'm saying. But
No, please dumb it down.
okay, so goal differential basically comes down to, like, if I score 1 goal and you don't score any, I have a positive 1. So if you look at the overall standings at the end, goal differential is how many goals, positive, negative, you have. So like if I finish third place, but my goal differential is high, then if they're looking at all the third place teams, then I would go through.
All right, so follow up. Is this the most talented group of players the U.S. has ever had?
Yes, and simply to state it like quickly, yes. It probably, talent wise, these kids are probably the most talented we've ever had. The question that some people would have, and I've had at times, is how much heart and grit do these guys have? Now, not to get into it too deep, but for a long time, this was like the pinnacle of your career as a soccer player in the United States, was playing for your national team. And for some players, it still is. But because we have guys playing at high-level teams around the world in pretty good leagues at pretty high levels, that focus has kind of changed for, I think, a lot of the players. And I think that some people would say that we had more grit and fight in some of the older teams than this team now. But if you just wanted to go pure talent. Football, like player by player, yes, this is the most talented group of players we've ever had.
All right, so real quick, he also wants to know your thoughts on the Netherlands. Are they any good this year?
The Netherlands, they have good players. I mean, but that goes without saying. I mean, like most European teams, especially, have good players that play at high levels. The Netherlands, though, honestly, is a team that is probably not in the top tier. I would say they're probably second tier European. You know what I mean? So, like, realistically, are they going to go far? I think the Netherlands could probably go as far as the United States. And I think if you ask somebody, like, realistically, they would say they're probably happy with that.
Okay. All right, Leroy, you got any final questions? Any final thoughts?
Do you follow the women just as much?
I do. I follow the women.
Not as much, but
not as much,
right.
Honestly. I mean, I do follow them when they go to tournaments. So in the Olympics or in the World Cups, I follow the women's team. And as far as club teams and things like that, I don't follow the women's club teams as much. So overall, I don't follow the players as much because I follow men's club teams a lot more. But when it comes to the actual national teams, I do follow, and historically the women have done very very well, and they
Right.
should be a lot of respect given to them. And I just it was funny. I was a friend of mine sent me something today from Men in Blazers, and they had these scarves. Soccer scarves are a big thing, and the soccer scarf basically just said, "I hope you guys can do as well as the women's team," which I thought was pretty funny. You know what I mean? Because you got to give respect to the ladies. They have done it for a long time and won World Cups and won a lot of tournaments. So
Yeah, I remember the '94 one. So
yeah.
what was it? Why do you think the men's team never really? I don't want to call them not good, but they never really, won anything or achieved greatness. Why do you think that? Is
It's
because
I
I mean, it's a really a question. It's a lot goes into it. I'll try to give you my brief analysis. I think that the people will look at you and say, well, how is it possible? We have all millions and millions of people in this country and we play all these sports and how can we not be this as good as everybody else? I think historically, like this country has not been a soccer culture or footballing culture. So because of that, you have a lot of options, right? And for years and years and years, a kid coming out of high school, there's not really a road to be a professional soccer player. Not like a high level to make the most money. So like I think a lot of people chose other sports. I think what has happened though over the last like let's say 20 years that's really to me is changing the game is there's now so the MLS is probably the most dominant, financially dominant professional league in the United States. They all have academies now where the kids don't have to pay to get into them anymore. They basically take players. There's a sell-on thing that now happens in soccer across the world. So these academies now are putting players, like they're developing players and sending them overseas into bigger leagues because they're going to make money off of it. That's happening. There's been a cultural change in the United States as far as like we're actually reaching into communities where I think like soccer communities, Hispanic especially, and I think that that's something that's changed over the last probably 20, 30 years. I think that that's a big part of. There's so many things. People will say pay to play, the kids, the youth soccer, things like that. There's a lot of different reasons why. But honestly, I do believe that I think that it's changing. It's just changes slow, and people want, especially in the United States, they love a winner, and people can't wrap their head around. They're like, well, someone will say to me, well, can we win the World Cup? I'm like, well, no, we're not going to win the World Cup. And they're like, why the hell would you watch it? And you're like, because I love this game. I love this tournament. And it's, whether or not you win or not, it's not about that. I would say this, if you have an opportunity, like, and the games are coming up, the games start on Thursday, Mexico plays, go out, find a place where people get together and watch the game. Just sit with people and watch, because that's what this tournament is about. It's about being with people, the experience, the culture, and everything else. I mean, so I don't know. I mean, that's just kind of my 2 cents.
All right, man. That was great. So we'll plan on having you on, throughout the tournament. Hopefully, the longer you're on, the better for the for the U.S. Unfortunately, if the U.S. gets embarrassed or kicked out early, we probably won't talk about it too much more.
I
But,
got you.
but we'll definitely have you on for the final thing.
I do this every 4 years, so I've lived this over and over again. I'm fully aware of how this works. So I appreciate you guys.
You said kicked out. Thank you, Brian, with the Y, man.
No problem. No problem,
Thank
guys.
you.
Have a good one, okay?
Yep.
All right.
Cheers.
All right. So we're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we'll be who's flying high and who's in the deep freeze.
Who's in the freezer? Mm-hmm.
You still gotta think about me. Want someone to hold. You can put me on airplane mode. You can put me on. You still gotta think about me. Want someone to hold. You can put me on airplane mode. You can put me on.
Fire!
So we got a little double plug for Tuesday Night Flight. I was gonna hit another one, but I want to hear the song again. So
Yeah. The
Uh,
song is like that.
all right, so we're gonna do flying high and deep freeze. I was gonna say we might not be able to get to our topic, but I just got word from Midnight Rider that Tuesday night flight's gonna be coming on at 8 p.m. tonight, so we can go a little longer. So
So,
maybe we'll
and if
cover that.
anybody, if Midnight Ride, if you want to come on in with this segment that we got coming up, feel free. So,
And then real quick, I wanted to go back. So there was a few comments about the UFC fight, so I don't want to ignore those. Let's just real
oh,
quick to go to. So Midnight Rider talked about. He said, "Guys, it would be impossible to do this on the 4th of July. The mall is going to be packed with all the different events. Yeah, they're doing all kinds of stuff down in DC on the July 4th, and to try to do a fight at night
no,
with the
Trump can
fireworks.
shut all that down, just like
Well,
he
he
shut the
could.
watch parties down. Yeah, that's nice. He can shut all that shit down.
We're gonna talk about Trump in a minute. Not Trump, but the New York stuff in a minute. Yeah, and then there was another one. Was there another one about the fight? Where did it go? Damn it.
What's wrong?
Oh, okay. I knew there was another one about the fight. Will there be spectators at the fight? So there'll be spectators, but not fans. So there's been a few different things of how they're doing it. So it's going to be world leaders, politicians. I know they've reached out to a lot of celebrities. They got turned down from celebrities. I know the most famous.
So it's not going to be fans there.
No, it's a
Oh
so
no.
it's free to fans. The press conference, the weigh-ins, all that's going to be at the Lincoln Memorial. But they said from the beginning this isn't a paid event. It's for now. I think something went out where there was some kind of $1 million thing you could maybe buy. So, and I know like The Rock was invited, he turned it down. Adam Sandler was invited, he turned it down. But then there was like to be a lot of military and stuff. Although apparently there's like a weight and height requirement for that. I was seeing. Again, I don't know if all that's tongue in cheek and fake or not, but whatever. But with this administration, who knows? But yeah. So as far as me or even people that have some money, you can't buy a ticket. It's a
Mm.
special weird kind of thing. So um, all right. So flying high. So who's flying high? This guy. This guy right here is flying high. You're gonna say, who the hell is that guy? Let me look at my notes. That guy. That guy's name is James Dolan. James Dolan. People know who that is? Well, he's the owner of the New York Knicks, and he also, owns Madison Square Garden. And why is he flying high? Because the Knicks are in the finals? No, not because the Knicks are in the finals. Because this is what you had to pay if you wanted to get in the building for
Mm.
Game 3 for the Knicks game. That guy is flying high. His wallet, even though I'm sure he's well off anyway, couldn't be
Yeah.
flying anymore. Now,
Look at
this
him.
is
Look at that. That's crazy.
so if you wanted to sit next to Spike Lee or Mariska Hargitay from SVU or Tracy Morgan and Tina Fey, looks like what's the highest one? $70,000 looks like for a courtside seat.
And they paid it. People
So
paid it.
they were sold out.
Yeah. They paid it.
Now you brought up the watch parties. Yeah, I know that because of Trump coming out, and yeah, he got booed. But and then I touched on it earlier, just real quick. My other flying high is NHL fans. Matty Ice is flying real high, and it was based on these ratings and these numbers. And not only are the numbers great, the games are
Yeah, the games have been
yeah.
real good. This is the most hockey I've watched ever.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing for like, a movie makes a ton of money, but the movie sucks, or you watch a TV show, everybody tunes in to watch TV show, and the TV show ends up being disappointing. But these games, if you're tuning in for the first time because of the Olympics or for whatever reason, well, you're probably going to stick around because the games have been phenomenal. So
Yeah, and great crowds too. The atmosphere in both places, Carolina and Vegas.
yeah, so that was just a quick one. So Midnight Rider is actually in the he's in the queue. We're gonna bring him on for the topic. He doesn't even know what the topic is. I teased it. He probably does know because I did tease it on social media, but I didn't really get the details of what it was. All right, so
Uh-oh, we lost the fly guy, y'all. Come on back, Brian. There you go. He flew back in. Y'all saw that?
I was trying to pull up something and I scrolled too much and it reset my screen. So let's So let's get the hoodies on. As hot as it is now, everybody needs to stay cool anyway. And I got a feeling this one's going to be a little dark. So let's get the dark freezer going.
Ooh.
Now
I like that.
I got a picture ready for you if that one's your first one, but let me fix my camera.
I'll tell you when to put it up there.
All right.
Yeah, that looks scary, man. That look like it belong in one of them scary movies. All right, let's get started. First person going in the freezer, Brandon Ayuk. I
Oh,
don't know
well,
if you
good.
saw his little
Oh
bit.
no,
I
I
don't
got
know
it. I was gonna do my own if you didn't have him.
what I mean. I watched that little video he made, and I don't know what's going on with him. I don't even know if he knows what's going on with him. They scared of the belt, huh, Brandon? They scared of the belt. Call them little boys and female dogs and little cats. Bruh, I think you just messed your whole career up, man. I don't know if JD, you've been contact with my guy JD5. This is not a good look. You know, they was already saying that, you know, he might have little mental problems, but that little performance, it didn't help.
No.
It didn't help, bro. So Brandon, I mean, maybe going in the freezer, you know, cool you off a little bit and get your brain functioning right. Second, I'm putting Stephen A. Smith in there, man. He
Oh,
said the dumbest shit today
okay. I don't know
on
this.
why or who he's blaming for the New York Knicks loss.
Oh,
This
jeez.
fool is blaming Donald Trump.
Of course, I should have known.
And he really went on, I'm going to use one of his words, a soliloquy. Bro, come on, Stephen A. Man, don't turn it. I mean, some people already think you didn't turn into one of them. Just don't do that, man. Don't go back to how you used to be. Go back to what made you. Don't turn into this character that nobody's gonna like. Blaming the president. That was just dumb as shit. Also, we're gonna keep it in New York. The New York fans.
Oh,
No, nope, 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 nope.
sorry.
The New York fans.
Crowded
They
freezer
said
today.
there was 21 arrests after the game. And I even heard rumors of some stabbings. There were sites of New York fans beating up on Spurs fans. I mean, you already got the world probably hating y'all. You know, don't do no dumb shit like that, man. Take the loss, you know, in stride. You won 13 straight. Come on now. Let's keep it in New York. First of all, let me give credit to the Spurs. They won the game. They did what they had to do. But damn, this was not one of the refs' best games, especially in the second half when you got a 24-8 free throw difference. Spurs, you know, favoring the Spurs. And they missed, I mean, we talked about it earlier. You know, Wemby needs to, at the very least, get thrown out of that game for what he did. You know, how could you not see that? And then there was another call. I think it was Castle shooting a three. One was shooting a three, and and Bronson turned his back, but they called a foul on him. You know, I've never seen he turned his back. He didn't even. Now, if he would have stayed forward and put his leg out or something like that, but he turned his back, man. Come on,
Yeah.
man. 24-8 in the second. I mean, they was in the penalty, I think, in the 10-minute or like 9-minute mark, which means they shooting free throws for the rest of the game on every foul. But you know, I don't want to take nothing away from the Spurs. They won the game. They did what they had to do. Put it up.
All right. So do I need to change the freezer, or is this not? Or do I
No,
need to
you
do
can keep it there. You can keep
do
it
it
there.
or do a mini one? Little mini one. Little mini one
Yeah.
for this performance.
Has anyone seen this guy? Hold on, let me put my glasses on. Bro, come on, man.
And
Really?
come to find out, it's funny because you told me to look this up. He was the hero of game 2.
Yeah, and it's hard. I mean, it's not hard for me to put him in there. I mean, he could have had 10 points, which I had him for in a parlay, but that's another story. That's another
Now we
story.
know why.
That's another story. 2 points, man. Come on, man. Damn. What in that? Miguel, you got to bounce back from that. I think he knows it. I think he will. Um, yeah, he needs to make a bounce back from that game. But yeah, that's who's in the freezer. As you can see, most definitely, we are joined by the one, the only, Midnight Rider.
What's up, man? How y'all doing today, man?
What's up, man?
Can I get a toast before we get started?
Oh, sure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
kick it off. Oh yeah, yes sir. Mm-hmm.
I ain't done
What's
that.
going on, bro?
Not much, man. I was listening to y'all and I heard Flying Brian talking about his UFC fight. And I don't know if you guys know what they have. Oh God. I don't know if you know what they have going on in the area right now, but they've got plans for the mall starting now, going into like after this race that's supposed to happen late in August. So like right now, Thursday, is the start of the World Cup. So they've got places on the mall right now where you can watch the World Cup.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So think about this. You got places because the World Cup's going from the 11th to like the middle of July. Then you want to throw a UFC. You threw a UFC fight in this weekend because I think it's probably the most logistically easiest weekend to have it in there. Because then, of course, don't forget we have on the 4th of July the people go down the mall for fireworks. So you really can't. I mean, you would have so much congestion and so many people. I think the only way they could do this Freedom 250 was to do it early because of all the events that are going through the city during that time. And they're not playing just one game from the USC. I mean, from the World Cup. You can go down to the mall and watch any game you want on the mall. So if you're from South Africa and you want to check out Thursday's game, you can go down to the mall and watch it on the big screen.
Cool.
So they got
that's gonna be nice for You're right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
On top of that, I mentioned it earlier. Thursday is the press conference. Actually, so it might be different because they're not on fighting on Saturday. But Friday should be the press conference. Saturday is the live weigh-in, and it's all going to be at Lincoln Memorial.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a free ticket to the public. Now you had to go on and you had to reserve a ticket, but that was free to the public. So I know they had a certain number, but that's that on top of everything else too. So yeah, I thought about wanting to do something to be a part of it, but my condition as it is, and it's just too much.
Yeah, and the heat. I mean, the heat is gonna wear you out. So.
Yeah, the next 2 or 3 years, DC is gonna be a hotbed because this year,
draft
towards the end, they got not the Indianapolis 500, but they got the Indy cars racing downtown. I think that's in mid to late August. So we're gonna be stacked.
All right, so an hour into our show, let's get to our topic. Can you imagine we used to do a half-hour show? How do we do a half-hour show? What did we do? An intro and a close, and then that was it. We didn't.
Pretty much.
All right, so
no comment.
Pretty much, we was in and out. It was.
I swear, I was thinking about that earlier, because I was, because I block out in my head, especially when we're gonna have a guest on, like we'll do this from this time, this to this time. I was like, me and Leroy used to do like a 25-minute show. Like, what did we even talk? Like, what did we do?
Well, we were handcuffed.
I know. I know. Anyway, all right. So I know we're all on different Facebook pages. We're all on different stuff, and we send each other pictures and stuff all the time. And this one just caught my eye because this guy gets brought up a lot, and then I know certain people that watch the audience love the other guy. But so this is, I don't know what the source is. It doesn't really matter. It's just a key for us to be able to discuss it. So this is the top 10 small forwards, and you got 3 guys on the outside looking in: Paul Pierce, James Worthy, and Carmelo Anthony. And then your top 5: Scottie Pippen, Kevin Durant, Dr. J, Larry Bird, and Leroy's favorite, King LeBron James. So just again, just something we can discuss. This is what we like to do. Probably be a lot of this coming up in the summertime. With not a lot of sports to be able to talk about until we get to football. We'll talk about WNBA, obviously. So we'll be doing a lot of this. If you like this kind of stuff, this is what we'll be doing a lot coming up. So we're going to start it with this one. I know some people watching will think Larry Bird should be 1. I don't know. How, so go ahead. Just go ahead, Midnight. Just give your opinion on if you like the top 13, and go from there.
Do I like the top 13? I think they did the best they could with this 13. I don't feel like I feel like if I go for anybody else, I'd be like the 65th team, complaining about not making it to the top 64. I think they did a good job.
With the 13 names.
The order,
yeah, but that's always,
yeah. Because I think I got, if I had to rank them, my number 1 would be number 2. It'd be Larry. 2 would be 1. 3 would be Dr. J. I think 4, I would give it to Scotty. And then maybe 5, we gotta have a conversation.
So overall, pretty good list then.
I like the list.
I don't like Kevin Durant in there.
I never
he is so damn. I'm not gonna call him overrated, but this is
his position and his 13 guys. I mean, he's got to be.
He's in the top 10. I mean, I don't think he's damn sure not top 5. I'm not putting him over Elgin Baylor.
So make your list.
I'm not putting him over Dominique.
Dominique's tough.
There's a guy that belongs in there, whether he's 13, 11. I think Bernard King needs to be in there.
That's a name I haven't
heard. Hold on. Bernard King?
Yeah.
I think I know why you're saying it, but that's the thing about Bernard King's career as a whole. I don't think he sustained it long enough to be a top 15 person. I think if we go by his flashes, yes. But I don't think he sustained it. He sustained it long enough throughout the duration of his career. Because he missed a couple years there. A couple bad knee injuries and a couple injuries.
Bernard King was unstoppable, man.
Oh, no.
And Kevin Durant, he's just too... He's just too...
Hold on, you say the 2, but think about it.
Well, I've always said, take your pick. I always said, take your pick, Doc or Bird, 1 or 2. I think it's Doc. If you want to say Bird, that's fine. But they 1 and 2. Put them wherever you want, okay? 3, I'll go ahead and put LeBron 3. I'll go ahead and put LeBron 3. And then, Kevin Durant definitely is not 4. You're looking at Elgin Baylor. Have you seen Elgin Baylor's numbers?
Oh, his numbers are ridiculous. I get shown them at least once every 4 weeks when the 1962 MVP race comes up. So I know some of his numbers.
So that's it. Everybody wonder why we're all giggling. That's an inside thing. With
number 9.
What's up, Rick Barry? That's an
number
AI
9.
picture.
Who is that? Oh, Rick Barry.
Yeah, it looks like it might be an AI picture.
Yeah, Rick Barry. Rick Barry doesn't get the notice he deserves.
According to my dad, the greatest free throw shooter of all time.
Yeah, underhand. Rick Barry was one of the greatest scorers of his time, man. Give you 30 with his eyes closed. I just think Kevin Durant, he doesn't, to me, he doesn't make a team better. He's like a side salad. You know what I'm saying? You can eat your food without eating a salad. Yeah, the salad is going to make your meal a little better.
Now we know there's a little personal with him leaving the Warriors and stuff.
He did it to himself. He should feel like an ass.
That's great. You know what, Brian? You've been doing this a long time because that's a great segue. Because What option was he when he was in Golden State? He wasn't two.
What option was
and he
he, or
wasn't
what
three.
option was he? What option was he given? Who took a step aside and said, "Okay, I'm gonna let you go ahead"?
Oh, but he
Because
stepped aside.
people act like Steph was some piece of shit when Durant was there.
But he stepped aside to let somebody else be the man.
To cater to his ego. Steph doesn't have an ego.
No more the goalposts. He was the catalyst for that championship.
Ooh, Durant.
Oh my God.
We need
Hey,
KG to have one giant show.
Be the number one option.
This man was coming down. He had Steph on one side. He had an uninjured Clay on the other side. He never got double teamed. He was so good that he left Golden State and ain't won shit since. Thought he was good enough to go start his own mob, and we see how that turned out. And my guy got back to the finals and won another one without him. He won without him, got there 3 times.
Well, that's always going to be the
Without
knock on
him.
Durant's legacy. I think a lot of people thought Durant was on a trajectory to be 2, or even on this list 2, or maybe surpass LeBron at one time. And then when he left, he didn't even got back, right?
He had to leave. He couldn't
Why
stay in
did he
Golden
have to
State.
leave?
He couldn't stay in Golden State because every Lee Ice and every person like Lee Ice would say that he was riding on Steph's coattails, or it was because of Steph and Clay. Even though he was the one,
they'd be like Pippen and get 6 of them. Pippen still hears that.
Brian, think about this, Flan Brian. On the first championship that the Golden State Warriors won, who was the Finals MVP?
Who should have been the Finals MVP?
Judging by his reaction, it wasn't Steph Curry.
It was Andre Iguodala. That was the Finals MVP.
And we all know who should have been the Finals MVP, but that's cool. Let's give it to Andre Iguodala. Let's give it to him because he was guarding LeBron. Okay, wow.
No, they gave it to the guy that deserved the award.
Okay.
So Steph has, he was, I don't know, the backseat to Andre Iguodala, then he's backseat to Kevin Durant. I mean, what are we doing here?
And then soon, I got
27 a game. That, like Kobe was the backseat to Shaq, right?
No, that's different.
Oh, what's different about it?
Kobe averaged 30 in the series, in each of the final series.
And look what
he gonna be the backseat to LeBron next year.
Oh, me and my buddy and me.
Kevin Durant is, just look at his career after Steph. That's all I'm gonna say. Look at his career after Steph.
And that's the thing about Pippen too, that he always gets when Jordan, the 2 years Jordan wasn't there, they couldn't make it. Jordan comes back and then they win 3 more. Pippen always has to live with that.
So
Pippen gets the credit he deserves.
No, he does, but he's not as bad as James Worthy. Obviously, he was 12, who doesn't get any credit because Worthy at one time was 3rd, right behind Kareem and Magic, let alone yeah.
All right, so let's get back on the small forwards. So where's Pippen fit? Is Pippen 4 or 5 for you?
Well, I think he's above Durant, right?
Yeah,
of course. I got Pippen above him. I got Havlicek above him. I got Dominique above him. I would have Kawhi above him, but Kawhi doesn't stay healthy.
Is Paul Pierce too low?
No.
Is Kawhi too high?
Yes.
I think he could be 10, and it'd be justified.
This is why I would say Bernard King belongs on here.
But
you got Kawhi on here.
Kawhi took the Toronto
nothing team. Yeah, I know that. Yeah,
that team was the championship team.
Dominique's all numbers and Dominique's all stats, and he doesn't have any. He didn't want anything.
Yeah, he was playing against Mike.
Bird, really? I mean, they couldn't.
Yeah, he played against Mike and Bird and a little bit of Doc. So
we brought it back. We just having a little fun. We brought it back to topic.
See, boss don't know that me and Lee Ice have these arguments. Used to have these arguments all the time.
Yeah, all the time. Carmelo, I don't know. It just seemed like some people. I haven't. I need
I
to
think
go back and research Carmelo.
I think New York ruined
Okay,
Carmelo.
how about this? How about this one? How about this one, Midnight Rider? I'm putting Adrian Dantley in there.
Okay.
You know,
And who you taking
Son
off
of a
then? Not
bitch.
Durant. Don't take Durant all the way off. Who you taking off then?
That's a good one. I just don't know where
uh,
he fits.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Who you
I
take
love
off?
me. I love
who am I
AD.
taking off?
Either Kawhi or Carmelo, I guess. Right
Nah,
for
I take
you.
This,
off Paul
you know,
Pierce.
this is hard.
Really, Pierce?
All due respect to James Worthy, but you
Oh,
were the third best player on your team.
for
You know
most
what
of
I
the
mean?
Big
time.
Game James.
He was third best player on your team.
He was Big Game
So
James.
without Magic, is there James Worthy? Without Bird, is there Kevin McHale? You get what I'm saying?
I get where you're going. So
Without
then, there's
Kevin
no.
Durant, is there a Steph Curry? Oh no, we're not doing.
You almost got
Come
cussed
on, you
out
set
right
that
there.
up. You set that up.
Kevin Durant, man. Where's he gonna go this year? Where's he gonna play next year? He's been trying to jump on up and coming teams, and when the team that he went to was always better the year before he got there, and then they got worse. That's how good Kevin Durant is. Paul
Well,
Pierce can go.
For the
nah, he had
Boston,
bad
Paul
luck.
Pierce can go.
I
I don't
think
know,
I
man.
think I think Durant had the issue of Harden and Kyrie got hurt the year they were in Brooklyn, and his big toe was on the line in that Milwaukee series. Because I think they get past that. In Phoenix,
Mm. Yeah, what
the
happened in Phoenix? They were in the damn
well, I
finals, and then
mean,
he gets there,
to be honest with you,
huh?
I think Devin Booker didn't know how to fit in, and I think that's gonna I think that
He
was their
made,
problem, Devin Booker.
yeah. He didn't make Phoenix better. He didn't make Houston better. Made them. They got worse. So
No,
where's he
Houston
going to go
got
next
better.
year?
Houston got better. Houston was way better this year than they were last year.
They were the
Yeah,
second seed last year. They were the second seed last year, and they were what, the
Oh,
fourth? What were they this year? Fifth?
they were 4th or 5th this year. I thought they were
yeah.
lower. So if
No.
you say, all right, I trust your word on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because guess who knocked them out? Guess who knocked them out?
I don't know.
We watched the game in Vegas, Brian. We watched the game.
We did.
I don't know.
With the WrestleMania watch party, then we went, got some food, and watched the game there too. That was all cool. Well, when we do shooting guards, I'm sure Michael will be talked about a lot. So
Yeah, we gonna do This
because
this
you
this
you
gonna be
sent me
great.
small forwards, and I was trying to find all of them. I'm sure I'll be able to find it, but then I want to
Mhm.
stick with this specific because like we all seem to agree that the top 13 itself is pretty good, and we all agree that we agree with the top three, just not necessarily the order.
Right.
Yeah,
Totally agree.
Okay.
right. The
Yeah.
top three, yeah. LeBron's not number one though. We all agree with that, right?
I got Bird as
Again,
my one. I've said that the last 10 years. Bird is my one.
it's
And
I
I
mean
said, and I've always said Doc is number one because give Doc, Mikhail, Parrish, DJ, Danny Ainge, Bill Walton,
Whoa,
give
whoa,
give
whoa, whoa.
him give him
No,
all of those Hall
no,
of Famers.
well, hold on.
Give him all of those Hall of Famers.
no,
Bill
you
Walton's
can't do
legs
this.
was like in their 60s when he was on the Celtics.
No. Hold on, Brian. You letting him be the witness down the wrong path. Because in '78, when they lose to Portland, they're the better team. Their problem is they don't
No,
have
they had the more talented team,
right, but they weren't a
but
good
they didn't
team.
play as a they didn't play as a team.
Right.
Well, who's
So
on
that's
that
not
then though? But that's on your leader then, because
no,
Bird
He
had them
wasn't the
all
leader.
playing like a well-oiled machine.
That was his first year in Philadelphia, and he took them to the finals. And being the classy guy that Doc is, he didn't want to step on punk ass George McGinnis' toes. Okay. So he let George McGinnis take the last shot in game 6, which they lost, which they should have gave it to Doc and they would have won the championship. But I digress. I'm not bitter.
that
I'm
team
not
fell
bitter
apart.
about that. So
That team fell apart. They got
mhm.
lucky. I mean, '83 they did all right. They won that one. But I mean, you act like Andrew Toney, Moses Malone.
Yeah. Once they got Moses, yeah.
How long did he have Barkley? He had
He
Barkley for a
never
while
had
too, didn't
a
he?
Robert Parrish until he got Moses Malone.
I know he was
He
older,
never
but he had
had a
Barkley.
Kevin McHale. He never Dennis Johnson. I love Maurice Cheeks to death, but Dennis Johnson.
Daryl Dawkins.
That's true. Dr. J never had D Brown. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Oh man.
Real quick, I know we gotta get I know
Yeah,
we
I gotta
gotta
go catch the flight.
yeah. Real quick, is that the biggest what if in basketball? The Reggie Lewis, Len Bias, Larry Bird, Boston Celtic era, and then Bias and Reggie continuing after Bird retired. Is that one of the biggest what ifs in basketball?
Not for me.
Bias is definitely
No?
the biggest what if. Bias is definitely the biggest what if.
I mean, all we do is change the characters, but they still lose in 6 to the Lakers, so it doesn't matter to me.
I mean
create this
more. I mean more the legacy of the Celtics for
No,
because like Bird retires, they go to the playoffs with Reggie Lewis still, and then Reggie dies, and then the Celtics
Right.
don't get back to the promised land until what Paul Pierce. So I would say
Even in
with
Paul
Bias,
Pierce's early years, they were some garbage.
yeah, with Bias being there, and if Reggie doesn't die, I meant the whole what if with Reggie not dying.
I
Len
know what
Bias,
you meant.
yeah.
I was kind of saving some of that for because that's a show topic.
Obviously,
Okay.
I don't know. I just popped in my head. I've been watching a lot of old 80s, 90s Celtic stuff, watching some D Brown highlights, and there's videos of that. Believe it or not, it's not just a slam dunk contest.
At least they didn't put Kevin Durant over Doc.
Do you have a way to block people? Because this Sideline Junkies podcast guy is kind of annoying.
Is it
Mama Sweeney knows what's up. Bobby Jones, yes.
Who is that? Who's running that midnight?
That's
Is that KG?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's right there. But then when we go down to the one where he says Boston's, yeah, I don't know about all that.
Oh, Boston. Okay.
Boston wins in 87 and 88.
No Bad Boys and maybe no Bulls dynasty. It would have been
we're talking about with Bias and Reggie Lewis. Yeah, we could actually do the biggest what ifs in sports. That's actually not a bad topic for the summer. We'll probably do that in a few weeks. That's actually
we've done one.
That's a great topic.
We try to do it when we did ours. We try to limit it to the certain sports because you got so many what ifs. Like just talking right now.
We'll do basketball, football. We'll just do the big two then.
Right.
Yeah,
I got you. Hey, I'm gonna hop out because I know y'all got to close up.
Yeah, we're gonna close it out. All right, man. Stay tuned for Tuesday Night Flight. Everyone, stay tuned.
All right.
That's funny. That's funny that KG's commenting on the action because I saw it.
Me and him. Oh, we gonna go at it when we do the top point guards. We gonna go. Me and KG definitely gonna go at it
because if I
he
make
got
a comment,
his top point guard is
yeah. Well,
maybe it's his second. I think Magic is his first, but.
When we did, Magic is Bird. Jordan's a shooting guard, right?
Right.
Oh, but Steph. I'm sorry, Steph is the point. Right. Yeah, Steph is the point guard. Yeah, but do you agree, Matt? Well, okay, maybe we'll just do it next week. Little tease. Do you not agree with Magic? You think it's Steph?
I used to for years. I thought it was Magic, and now I'm kind of like,
All right, well then so we'll do it next week then. We'll do it.
There's a tease, y'all.
Yeah, we'll do it next week.
And KG, you coming on this show next week to talk about the point guards. All right. Man, that went by fast.
Yeah, we had an extra time that we didn't even know we were going to have until we were in the middle of the show. So
let's shout out to your guy Brian with a Y.
Yeah, I thought that went good.
To educate us on the World Cup. Yeah, I feel a little smarter now. He was like, he didn't want to dumb it down. I'm like, dumb it down.
Yeah. Well, he asked me. I told him, I was like, we don't know nothing, and we're not hiding that. You just do what you got to do, man.
That's one thing. We don't fake. We don't act like we know. We don't know nothing. We gonna tell you. We don't know nothing. We like John Thompson on his show. We like Joe the fan. Okay, we gonna give you our input, and it's all coming from here. You ain't gonna get into all the lists and all these analytics and all that. No.
When we get the football, we good to go.
Oh yeah, we can talk football.
Oh yeah.
The other outside stuff, yeah, we need help with that, and we appreciate Brian with the Y
With a Y.
coming on, talking about and Matty Ice always making us feel smarter when it comes to hockey. Because of Matty Ice, I'm watching hockey now.
I
No,
am too. We're doing playing games inside the group chat, talking to each other while watching. I absolutely am. Yep, 100%.
All right, it's time for us to get out of here. Thank you again, Brian with a Y. Thanks for the Midnight Rider tuning in, even though he was wrong. My guy's number one, Kevin Durant, go kick rocks. For the Fly Guy, I'm your favorite Unc Lee Ice. You have watched Unapologetic Sports on the Sideline Junkie Podcast Network. We leave you like we always leave you, whether you like it or don't like it. Damn it, you better learn to love it. It's the best thing going. Stay tuned for the Tuesday Night Flight. We out.